It was a midnight one-click on a job search profile I had. It was Indeed, actually. Just hit the one click and I was automatically signed up for the position, and I got a call about a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, and asked if I was interested in the position. And I didn't think I was ever going to be a teacher. So I was a little hesitant, honestly. Although I've been working construction for years. Yeah, it's been a challenge, something I've never really come across. Challenge different than construction itself. The kids they like to test boundaries, and they're definitely used to pushing a little bit more than, say, somebody that's looking for gainful employment. It's had its challenges there, but I feel like I can meet them on their level because I was that kid in school. You know, I was the rough one that would challenge the teachers and push boundaries and see how far we could take it. You know, my teacher would tell me, you're going to pay for this somehow, you know, whether it's your kids or whether it's you later. They even told me, you're probably going to end up teaching someday, and I didn't believe them, definitely didn't. No way. But here we are. Growing up was very interesting. Mom was a minister, and my biological dad he sold drugs, you know, so grew up to extremely different worlds in a small community. And early on I had a stepdad who was a police officer, and again, small town. They didn't like the police there, and he was even a Native American, but still he was unwelcome, so that brought challenges in itself growing up there, because then I was the cop's kid, but I was this guy's kid, you know, and her kid, and it was a lot of different roles almost to have to attempt to play or to fit into just to make it an easier swim. I wish people would understand that it takes a pretty diverse background to be an educator. I feel like it does, because again, you have to reach people on their level. You know, I continue to push them, to push and push until they push back, and in a positive way, you know, because some of them are used to just going and walking through the class, going and sitting in there and not doing anything. And I told them, that's not my class. You've got to participate in my class. So I guess with the CTE program, I think that's probably one of the biggest things for me, is being able to help somebody to find the place that they belong. You know, if you're passionate about something, you've heard it a million times. You know, if you love your job, then it's not a job. It's, you know, it's passion. A lot of the students I have coming through seem like they've been through similar things, you know, similar life experiences. And to be able to be slightly rigid, but yet loving and compassionate and, you know, empathetic. Once you get through the shell of the student, it seems like it's really beneficial, you know, to be able to be hard when you need to, but still be empathetic and say, hey, you know, what's going on? You know, what do we need to talk about? You have to be able to do your job and still have a smile on your face, because I've done several jobs, and if you're not positive, you don't have to be a leader, but if you're not positive about it, you're going to drag everybody down and you'll drag yourself down. So staying positive is the only way that I see, and I don't think there's any, for me, there's no other way to think anymore. I had to train myself to be positive and to think positively, because there was a time where I beat myself up, where I'd say, oh man, you should have did this, or you know, you were slow at this, or you could have did that. But it's important to learn learn that mental capacity to have some of that emotional control, emotional awareness, to be able to process things and say, okay, well, you know, today was a bad day, or this was bad about today, but that doesn't define my whole day. How much do I want to put into that negativity? Confidence. I want them to be confident in who they are, what they're doing, regardless of if it's through my program or they stick with the, you know, construction per se, or whatever program they choose to be in, or whatever they choose to be in life. Just to have confidence and say, I can do this. If you approach it as them being real life skills and say, hey, this is something you're gonna have to learn, you know, this is something it's gonna carry you through your day, not at school, not at work, but everywhere, you know. By the end, they've all been smiling, laughing, and telling me, yeah, you're a great teacher and I appreciate you, which is what I strive for, you know. So I really don't take that for granted. It's something awesome every day, that it changes every day. Keep that can-do attitude, and not just keep the attitude, but you can do it, make it happen. There is no can, you just do, you know, you make it happen no matter what, and that's the attitude that I always see. Life is what you make it every day, you know, your choices. You surround yourself with what you want to surround yourself with, whether it be positive or negative, and that will define who you can be. It's not defining who you are, but whatever you surround yourself with defines who you can be.